Somehow, we got to do this without Flanders.
I know, she's the glue. She's our Phil Hartman.
I know.
She's like half of the funny.
Guys, is the vibe off?
I mean, we're doing it.
We're going to try.
We're going to do it. Because, honestly, she'd probably just make fun of. She'd just be making snide remarks in the background.
She's in jail. She's gotten too many demerits.
Yeah.
Dad demerits.
Flanders is in dad jail. Tune in next week to see if she's out on parole.
You know, it's just going to make her worse. It's like when they send kids to rehab and they come out with better drug connections. Like,
100%.
Yeah.
She comes out of dad joke jail with even more dad jokes.
she's like, you let me sit and marinate.
She's got a mug now.
Oh my God, should we give Flanders a world's best dad mug?
Yeah.
We absolutely should, because she's never going to hear this before we get it for her.
Perfect.
We're gonna do
Okay.
that right now while you
Excellent.
recap us, Jess.
All right, let's get to it. Welcome back to I Seduce the Dragon. We're a D&D podcast playing through and around and sort of adjacent to Icewind Dale, the Rime of the Frostmaiden. I'm Jess Parks. I'm your DM. And unfortunately today we will be playing without Flanders. But luckily we have arrived at the point in the story where we may be able to get away with it. So, Flanders, we miss you. But next week, you're up. I'm going to start with the question of the week, and then I will throw it to the players to introduce themselves. The question this week is, what does your character's inner monologue sound like?
My name is Ryan Keely. I play Erastus Brainerd the 12th. I am a satyr artificer. My character's inner monologue is something along the lines of, gotta get a bigger boat. There's a boat problem. Gotta solve for boat.
What you don't know, listeners, is that I've been receiving that inner monologue in private texts for 2 weeks.
It has been brought up every opportunity. Ryan has bought books about boats. It gets mentioned in the afterglow. There is so much boat happening.
Welcome to Yacht Talk.
Yeah.
She knows all the terminologies.
Well, it doesn't help that I got my new audio book of the new Master and Commander in the series. I'm on book 7 now.
Amazing.
I'm so happy for you about that. I know that's all you could ever want.
The Surgeon's Mate. And so that is really not helping with Yacht Talk. So gotta get a better boat. And then the other thought that is in Erastus's brain is I should probably look into that whole realm depending on me thing. Oh, let's just think about this boat you need right now.
On the hierarchy of needs.
Yeah, boat up here, saving your kingdom, you know.
I don't want to open that box.
Hi, my name is Cristina Van Epps. I am playing Tohri Cole, the elf rogue of the party. Tohri's inner monologue has been a lot angrier lately. Not to say that it wasn't before, but now there's a literal rage monster embodiment in his head that says mean things to him that he was already thinking. So it's not a lot different. It's just because you know how some people actually hear a voice, their inner monologue is them talking to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that. My thoughts, my inner monologue is mostly just concepts. And I imagine that Tohri's is the same way, except for the rage voice, which is probably jarring, where it's just his voice, but more tiger yelling at him in his mind.
Amazing.
Sounds hot, though.
Yeah.
It sounds so hot, God.
It's a nice voiced tiger.
I mean, it is. It's very growly.
Hi, I'm Dana Scarborough. I'm playing Gentry Rose Bitter Creek Dumont, and I would like to hold or pass my turn and answer it in-game because I have prepared a monologue. Sort of.
Oh my God.
This is what I get for sharing the question in advance.
I already had it prepared. This just was perfect timing.
Never again, bitches.
I am so thrilled. I'm so excited for this.
You're at the edge of the Sea of Moving Ice and spending the night near a group of fishing shanties with one resident, Schalty. Schalty has a shrine to Umberlee, as Flanders has dubbed her, and I have fully accepted. Umberlee is now spelled Umberleigh. Schalty has a shrine to Umberlee and mentioned that she sometimes visits his dreams, so Gentry and Erastus are currently camped out in a tent that's sort of up against the wall of Schalty's shack. Hopefully in close enough proximity for Gentry and Erastus to hop into Schalty's dream.
And Sven is with us, right?
And Sven is with you, yes.
Because we think he's perhaps a dream conduit of sorts.
We know he's a dream conduit.
It was in character. We were not certain if Sven was the one who could facilitate dream hopping or if Erastus was the one who could facilitate dream hopping. So to cover all our bases, we shoved all three of them into a tent.
A tent made for two, so you're definitely all in contact, making the dream hopping so much easier. Meanwhile, Martha and Tohri elected to sleep in the fortress in separate bedrooms. Insert commentary from Flanders here.
Slut, bad husband, God, when do I get my honeymoon? I don't even want Tohri's crusty dick anyway. I don't know, something in there.
Also something about sardines, possibly.
Definitely something about briny air.
Before bed, I must remind you all, Tohri shocked us all, myself included, by praying to Arl. And of course, he received an answer. She showed him where her island is in the sea. So, we pick up where you are all currently falling asleep in the freezing, freezing cold.
You know, it doesn't feel that cold in here with the two of you snugged up to me. And I love your flannel, Sven. It's so cozy.
He's also got that moose pelt coat that you made for him draped over the three of you. Let's see what the arrangement is. I'm thinking Sven has one arm underneath Erastus's neck. Where's Gentry in this arrangement?
Gentry is, so are we sleeping with our heads towards the wall?
I had imagined us parallel to the
same.
wall. So I think that we can just have this conversation right now, Gentry. I think that I should sleep closest to the shanty wall because for whatever reason you guys think that I need proximity to Schalty.
I agree.
And then I think that Sven should be on the outside and you should be in the middle. We should make a Gentry sandwich because when it comes to setting the table, you always want to alternate. You know, man, woman, man, woman, man, woman. That's just proper etiquette.
Yeah, and he's got he's strong, I guess. And not that you're not, but I guess I don't know. He's just by the entrance of the tent, I guess. Poor Sven. So I am awkwardly in the middle of you guys.
Yes.
Do I need to be asleep or can I keep an eye on the...
Go to sleep, Sven.
I mean, we all need to go to sleep. I mean, this is when I really wish that I had prepared some sort of draft of some nature or figure out a way to bonk all three of us in the head at the same time. In fact, I'm slightly surprised that I did not have that thought until this exact moment.
Yeah.
Should I make us a try head bonker? Or do we all just want to punch each other in the face?
We can try the natural version of falling asleep first, I think, probably.
Okay.
Probably for the best, yeah. Gentry does not want to go to sleep, really, anyway, but...
It's weird when you talk about yourself in third person, Gentry.
I'm gonna stay awake as long as I can, at least until I'm quite certain that you guys are asleep.
Nope, gonna snuggle you up. Gonna snuggle you. I'm gonna punish you with love, Gentry. Get ready. I'm big spooning both of you.
All right, so should I be facing Gentry? You want me to be back to you, or where should I put my elbow? Is this comfortable?
I just heavy sigh and crawl and wiggle into my bedroll and put it over my head.
That is the perfect move.
Sven being tall and ripped and a little spoon, that's just greedy at that point.
It's a good thing I got long arms. And actually, I would like to say that my big spoon technique, I sleep on my side, I tuck my arm here, and then I reach over. And sometimes I put a leg, but not always. But generally I like to like snug my leg into the nook. Do you want to touch toesies? I guess hoovesies?
Me? Are you talking to me? I'm going to sleep, Erastus. Good night.
I try to have my arm around both of them.
Sven kind of curls back, squishing you just a little bit as he tries to make space for himself without encroaching on your space. And slowly, you all fall asleep.
Well, can I please paint a little bit of a picture of what that might look like for Gentry?
By all means.
Okay. Outside, the snow is collecting in piles, the edges of our tent. The cold should be unbearable, but I don't shiver. The frost doesn't sink into my bones. I'm warm, and not just because of these two sexy beasts next to me. It's something deeper. That warmth is something that I carry now. And I close my eyes against the advice of the little voice in my head telling me not to. Because Asmodeus is a dick, and Umberlee is literally called the bitch queen. And I'm scared to dream. And I'm a little ashamed of that. And it is too quiet, and I hate the quiet. It is deafening. I've spent my whole life on the road, always surrounded by sound, wagon wheels, cracking hooves on dirt, voices filling every space. So I scan my memory, reaching for the songs and the stories and the rhymes my family and troop always carried with them, passed from voice to voice. Something to recite on repeat to keep this silence at bay. And my fingers curl around my amulet. I've been doing this a lot more since I cast Wish, and maybe it's in my head or maybe it's just my body, but the metal feels warm, warmer than it should. And as I lie there, clutching it in my fist, that warmth feels like it spreads, like blooming from my chest, radiating outward like a cocoon. And as I settle into the comfort of it, I remember. It plays in my head before I even realize it. A rhyme. A song? I can't hear a melody, but the voice is that of my grandmother. My eyes open. I close them again and I listen to the words. No mile can make you nameless. No path can turn you lost. No distance steals your story. No silence names the cost. And I know these words, not like a childhood memory, not like a half-forgotten nursery rhyme. I know them like I know my own name, and something inside me answers. There is warmth everywhere now. It's humming beneath my skin. It feels like I am not just remembering, it feels like I am becoming. And I sit up, and the words slip from my own lips in a whisper, soft at first, but growing steadier as my grandmother's voice fades to the back of my head, my own voice carrying the lines she began. No cold can claim you wholly. No frost can chill the flame. The Hearth Keeper walks beside you and calls you by your name. I can't see it, but I know outside of the tent lies a sea of moving ice. But I'm not lost. I'm here. I've always been here. I look around the tent and I see Sven and Erastus, and I think of Martha and Tohri in their mansion in their own rooms, and my warmth grows as the words continue to spill from me. No rage is ever hopeless, no sorrow too unspoken, no love is ever wasted, no heart too scarred or broken. And I understand. I am not just a girl raised on the road with a circus troupe. I am not just a cleric wielding borrowed power, and I am not just a traveler's little half-god. I am the warmth that travels beside my friends. I am the home that moves with them, the light that will never falter, the song that will never be swallowed by silence. I am the hand that mends their wounds, the voice that speaks the stories that must be told so the wounds can breathe. I am the refuge that does not demand return. I am the fire in the dark. I am the Hearth Keeper. And I always have been. And so I lay back down and I go the fuck to sleep.
Wow. I'm floored. I need a second.
And that's what Gentry's inner monologue is like.
That's my inner monologue.
Jesus Christ.
It's in rhyme.
I am now the Hearth Keeper.
No wonder she's stammering all the time. You are the Hearth Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Dana, I love it.
The traveler says to go. The Hearth Keeper says you are home even now.
Oh, that's so good. God damn.
Dana, did you steal my Steve Gobbler shout out?
No.
Steve Gobbler.
Gebler. I think it's Gebler.
They're probably brothers.
This episode of the podcast was brought to you by Steve Gebler, one of our best friends on Patreon. Be like Steve.
So as the three of you drift to sleep, Erastus and Sven feel an inexplicable warmth. You were shivering against the cold. Erastus, you were prepared to shield everyone, but your back was cold as fuck. And Gentry sat up. Without saying a word, Sven didn't move, and she laid back down. And suddenly the temperature in your tent became comfortable. Gentry. Yeah. You drift to sleep, floating in unconscious peace. You awake within your dream. It's a place of light, tones of yellow and orange. You're floating with your own being, but you've never felt more connected to what you can do. The edge of your dream now is clearly visible, as obvious as a clouded shower door, and just as flimsy appearing.
Is Erastus and Sven with me?
There's nobody with you. You are in your dream.
Okay. I go to the door where it is and am hoping it is an Umberlee door, or no, I'm hoping it is a Schalty door. Oh God, I really don't want to know what this man dreams about. It's gonna be perverted, I feel like, and involve birds.
As you approach the barrier, as you approach the end of your dream,
Okay.
the frosted glass door, it begins to illuminate. Tones of verdant green and bright yellow
Okay.
shine through. You can't make out what's on the other side, though. You're going to need to press into it.
Seeing the verdant green,
Yes.
there's a part of me that sort of thinks it's Erastus's dream already. And so I am pressing in. Maybe he dreams of green, beautiful. I mean, he lives in the frozen tundra, but there is a part of me that is also hesitant thinking it's Erastus's dream because we didn't talk about me entering Erastus's dream. But I feel that Gentry feels a little bit like it's a little invasive, but she knows that this has to be done. And so she presses on.
Give me a divinity check.
That's a 5. Really could have followed my my sonnet about myself with a good roll, but I guess I can't.
Because of that incredible poem that you composed to center yourself in your godhood, I'll give you advantage.
Yay! 14.
You press a hand against this surface and your hand pushes through. It's like a waterfall. And as you move through the barrier, you step into a bright, green, lush environment. And in that environment, you see Erastus. Erastus, what are you doing in your dream? Erastus?
I know what Erastus is doing. Erastus is sitting in a forest glade on soft, springy moss, weaving wildflowers into a crown.
Oh.
And he's just sitting cross-legged, and his little tail's kind of not like wagging fast, but just kind of like twitching every so often. And you're hearing like a spring go by, because it's where you can hear like a rushing spring because there's the moss that he's sitting on, and he's just making a beautiful crown just quietly by a mountain spring in the moss.
I love that so much.
I love it too.
And they're white flowers. They're small white flowers.
I see him doing this, and I start, without saying anything, gathering little white flowers as well. And I walk over and I just sit down right in front of him. And I say, so do we just wait?
I don't know, but I made this for you, and I put the crown upon your head.
I love it. I don't know how to do this. Will you show me?
I don't know either, but if there's one thing you and I know how to do, it's fuck around and find out. So we are going to think some thoughts. I have a couple of thoughts that we should maybe think about.
Okay. I'm here for it, because I don't really know what happens next.
Okay, so you're Gentry, you're inside me. New friendship level unlocked.
Just as nice as I thought it would be.
Very moisturized, I'll tell you that much. So, I think that how did you get here?
I started to dream, and when I go to sleep, I enter this like a waiting room dream situation, and I saw a door, and I could walk through it, and you're here.
Well, why don't you take my hand and let's walk through my forest glade and look for another door and see if there's one that we can walk through together. And I stand up and I offer Gentry my hand.
I take it and I say, do you think that this means we don't need Sven?
Cart before the horse, Gentry. Let's go for a wander. And we take off hand in hand to explore my beautiful, beautiful forest glade. And this is the type of forest that you read about in stories of children getting lost in the wood. It's the exact type of wood that kids could safely survive in. It's beautiful. It's the right temperature. There's nothing scary.
The first kid-friendly thing about Erastus we've ever encountered.
His insides.
I'm imagining the sound of a quiet brook that we don't even necessarily see, but it's there.
You manifest a brook. And as the water flows past you, Gentry, you see another door.
Do I see the door?
Give me a wisdom check.
Oh.
You got this. You got this. You can do this. I believe in you.
Oh, I don't like that, babe.
It's an 8.
Oh.
Well, you'll just have to take my word for it.
Wait, hold on. Do I have anything?
Oh, you have Flash of Genius.
Yeah.
I think that only applies to saving throws, doesn't it? Flash of Genius?
I think so too.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no. So when you or another creature you can see within 30 feet, you makes an ability check or a saving throw.
Oh.
Oh.
So it becomes an 11, which is...
Better. Yeah.
Does it meet the threshold?
Erastus, you look to where Gentry tells you there's a door. You don't see anything. But as you squint and you try to be a genius... Slowly, like on one of those magic eye paintings, the door appears.
Oh, he can't see that. He only has one eye, and so no depth perception.
That's why. You need the depth perception.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and this is a thing that I learned, is that some people can manually unfocus their eyes, even if you only have the one of them. So.
And it's Erastus's dream. He might have both eyes.
It's not a literal magic eye painting. I'm saying that's what it feels like, the way that it appears suddenly.
Oh, how do you do that? I don't want to know.
So you see the door.
Oh, what color is the door?
What color is the door?
The door is like glass, again, like a frosted glass.
Like a steamy shower door.
Like a steamy shower door. You can't see what's beyond it. You see movement. And color, shades of gray and blue. And it looks like toward the bottom of the door, there may be water.
That's a Schalty door. I grab Gentry's hand firmer and I mirthfully leap through the door.
We mirthfully leap through the door.
And you land definitively within a very small fishing boat.
Oh. Oh,
In this fishing boat is Schalty. He's whistling and singing a song. And each time he repeats the chorus, another fish hops into the boat.
Quite a catch you got there, Schalty. Well done.
Oh, boat friends. How you doing? You guys know about fishing?
nope, but I am just trying to get my sea legs, Schalty.
I know a thing or two. What you catching today?
Oh, well, anything that comes. It all just depends on whatever fish answers my song.
Teach us your song.
My song?
Yeah, sing
Teach
your
us
song.
your song, Schalty.
Oh!
Yes.
I'm out here singing on the open sea. A letter from my true love here with me. Whenever I try to read what she wrote, a fish jumps in my boat.
Oh!
And a fish leaps out of the water and it's flopping in the boat.
Amazing. Is this our musical episode?
I guess it is.
That's why Flanders decided to skip it.
So, hey, Schalty, when you mentioned before when we were in your house.
Gentry, you're forgetting the most important part of his song. He's got a letter from his true love.
Oh. Schalty, tell us about this letter.
Oh, this letter. And he pulls the letter out of his pocket. He's like, I don't know, I can't read it. And he hands it to you guys.
Oh, I snatch it and I look at the letter.
The letter looks like nonsense at first, but then the words coalesce into Sylvan, a language that you know, Erastus.
Oh.
I'm going to put it into the Discord for you to read.
Secret letters.
Umberlee, bitch queen of the sea, your waves destroy, your grudges keep. With salt-stung lips on trembling knee, I cry your name. Acknowledge me!
Freaking Erastus noticed me senpaiing the god of the sea.
Umberlee, bitch queen of the sea, your waves destroy, your grudges keep. With salt-strung lips on trembling knee, I cry your name. Acknowledge me.
Are you reading this aloud? In the boat? Like that?
Just trying different approaches.
Yeah, it's one of these has got to work.
Seeing what delivery feels right.
As you try different ways of performing the contents of this letter, the sky clouds over.
Oh no.
The wind picks up. And it begins to whip and whistle in rhythmic gusts. The water below you begins to rise and fall alarmingly as the little boat is now getting tossed violently between ever-growing waves. Schalty grabs both sides of the boat, whoop, and braces. Off the starboard side of the craft, a great wave rises, dwarfing your tiny rowboat. The boat tips as the wave curves many feet over your head before it swallows the boat, spinning the craft and you all below the surface. For a terrifying moment, you're submerged with no sense of which way is the surface. And then the boat surfaces on its own, completely intact, and no one has fallen out. You're all drenched, but otherwise unharmed, and the rhythmic beating of the wind is now clearly a deep, cruel laugh.
Again, Umberlee!
Your boat wobbles, and you begin to rise on another great swell that keeps growing higher than the last wave, 10, 15 feet. The boat tips and slips down the side, and now you're flying toward the water, tipping again. Each of you give me a dexterity check to stay in the boat.
Check or save?
Oh, safe. Yeah, give me a save.
17?
That is a 6.
Erastus, you keep your feet handily. Gentry, you nearly fall out, but you catch yourself on the side.
Can I grab her?
Gentry?
Yeah.
And stabilize her? Yes, you can. Erastus reaches down and grabs your hand as the swell continues to grow higher and higher and shapes itself into a humanoid shape. It takes the form of a woman, 30 feet tall,
30 feet?
made of seawater and all that it contains.
These ladies keep getting bigger.
They do keep getting bigger.
Below the surface of her swirling, watery robes, you can see fish flashing by.
That's cool.
Swirling seaweed, ocean debris. Her eyes are bright pearls, and they regard you with contempt.
Umberlee!
I say, Umberlee, you are magnificent.
How fascinating. You are not my followers.
No, but I understand why many are. Look at you.
I tried to be.
I heard some glow from a forest creature in Schalty's direction.
It's me.
Why do you seek me?
Because only a being as magnificent as yourself could help save this world.
It's true.
Flattery.
Is it flattery if it's the truth?
Go on.
We are on a mission to bring warmth back to Icewind Dale. We need your help. We need to find and destroy Arl because this sea has been choked in ice too long and your magnificence needs to run free.
You are supposed to control these seas, not Oral, and you know that.
What do you propose, Godling?
I'm going to stop you right there. First thing, Umberlee. Godling, yes. I know you have a cool name as well. I now have a name too. It is the Hearth Keeper. And I think we can strike a deal.
Roll persuasion.
13.
She won't tip you out of the boat yet.
I clap my hand over Gentry's mouth. And like kind of help her scramble into the boat behind me where I'm like,
Yeah.
Umberlee, your magnificence is blinding. It is beyond anything I ever dreamed of. Your name has been forgotten, and that is a crime. I am asking you to bless me and my friends with a ride to the Isle of Solstice. All we lack is transportation, but we have the heart, we have the skills, and we have the determination to take out that bitch Oral and take back what is rightfully yours, this sea.
Roll persuasion at advantage because of Gentry's presence.
Okay.
God Club, obviously. So.
Unnatural 25.
So she's going to fixate on you, Erastus, and say, how does this little royal goat plan to reclaim the sea for me?
We're going to remove the obstacle that's in your way, the ice.
You wish to kill Arl?
Yes.
The only way to kill a god is to be a god.
Gentry raises her hand.
Gentry says, I'm trying my best. I'm not going to be an Umberlee by any means, but I'm going to do the best I can. And honestly, Umberlee, worst thing, we fail, and all you had to do was help us across.
I can help you more.
That would be great.
I can provide you with the power you'll need, weak god, to face her. If you defeat her, I will claim some of her power.
I stick out my hand for a handshake.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that, honestly, Umberlee.
If you fail, I will claim your power.
Oh, snap.
I stick out my hand too. I'm not going to fail.
If you fail,
Looking at you, Erastus.
you will make a nice trinket. I will claim you.
I've always wanted to be decorational for a gorgeous woman. It's really my highest goal in life. That's all I've ever wanted, is to just be arm candy for just a powerful woman. It would be my honor. And
Enough.
She kneels down and reaches forward with an enormous hand. Inside, you can see the floating, swirling bodies of many beautiful corpses.
oh, corpse hoarding. Corpse hoarding.
Oh, so it's cool when Umberlee does it, but not cool when we do it.
Corpse hoarding below deck.
She makes it look good.
Double standard of corpse hoarding here.
Nautical corpse hoarding is totally different.
Yeah, it's like a built-in freezer.
It's more like they're being pickled. I think they're being
Yeah.
brined is really the situation.
Oh, my sweet goddess.
She extends a watery finger towards Schalty and touches the pocket of his coat. And he goes, oh, oh, oh. She pulls her hand away.
What you need, you will find with my fool.
And she stands up. The boat tips and rocks again as the water is displaced from her mass. She sweeps a watery arm towards the south shore.
Clear a path for Engajuk and ring the bell.
What bell?
And then she sinks back into the ocean, leaving eddies and whirlpools of water in her wake.
I say in that moment, oh crap, I was going to ask her about like Sven's contract and if she wanted to like make a deal for that. But you know what? Sven's not here. I feel
smack
like
Gentry. I smack Gentry. I'm like, I have never felt more alive in my life. Shut up, Gentry. Be in the moment.
that was honestly amazing.
That was the coolest thing that's ever happened to me, Gentry.
She looked so goddamn cool, Erastus.
So cool.
Like,
She was solid but see-through and 30 feet tall.
I was not expecting her to be 30 feet tall.
So should we do some more fishing?
What is Umjuguk?
And how do you spell it?
To be clear, I feel like we didn't actually clarify things, so she's gonna give us boat. Yeah.
She's going to give us safe transport. We didn't say boat. We said safe transport.
We gotta
Hey,
say
hey, Gentry. We're going to let go and let God.
Okay. We should bring some fish back from Earth.
I don't know if we... This is Dream Fresh, Gentry. Hey, let go and let God.
Okay. So do we have to walk back out the doors?
You can just choose to wake up when you're ready.
I choose to drift back into my in-between space for a quick little errand.
I want to stay on the boat with Schalty because I really do love being at sea. There's nothing that makes me feel more alive than being on the water.
Erastus, you pop a squat in that boat and pick up a fishing pole and enjoy the dulcet tones of Schalty's shanties.
And the feeling of a job well done and a prayer offered, a favor asked earnestly.
It might only cost your life.
And that's okay. Because what is this life on this frozen tundra? I am a creature of the forest. I need to feel the moss between my hooves. The cold needs to end.
Gentry,
Yeah.
you float back to your dream. It's as if the surroundings move around you, but you don't move much at all. And you're back in the liminal space of your warm, golden dream.
Hold on.
Did we ever get a spelling on that creature's name?
Out of game for the players, the creature's name is Angajuk. A-N-G-A. Anga. J-U-K. Angajuk.
Is this 2 words?
It's one word.
Okay.
When I am in my in-between space, my waiting room, I would like to open myself up to prayer to see if anybody is praying to me at the tavern where my altar is.
You are so lucky that I am not in this liminal space with you right now because I would slap the shit out of you for besmirching the Honey Lover Bar
I don't
and
want you to
Grill
see this.
with your stupid fucking shrine. That is,
I know.
that
Well,
is my
trust me.
place.
Hear me
It is
out.
a shrine to me. It is a shrine to my. Okay,
I know.
I want to see.
Hear me out. I would like to see if it's there.
All right.
There's so much energy. There's so much energy in this Chili's tonight, everybody.
You open yourself to prayer, reaching out towards the Honey Lover Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
Recent rebrand. I like it. Advertiser friendly.
Yeah.
And you receive not one, but 6 heartstrings from that location.
I would like to follow them.
You follow the strings. You fly through Icewind Dale, past the towns and through the trees, until you come to the Honey Lover Bar and Grill, which is closed. The doors are shuttered, the windows are boarded over, but in the cellar is a small gathering of Gentry's worshippers. They have their heads bowed, and together they chant, "Make good choices that don't involve killing people
Yes.
who don't deserve it."
A+.
We're going to work on that a bit. We're fleshing some things out right now about Gentry. So Gentry arrives and she just kind of observes for a second, and she looks at the altar and she looks at the shrine, and she is really uncomfortable. She really doesn't like this. She doesn't like it in her friend's bar, and she doesn't like it because she doesn't think it's her. And so she quietly clears her throat and gets the attention of them. And she says, "This is far too fancy, and I think y'all know that."
The room gasps, and people grab at each other's hands. They say, "Gentry, you're here," and they bow.
Don't, please. That is too much. You have to stop.
Stop bowing, get up.
Hey, I appreciate this, and I am so grateful for your faith. But this is not what I want. No shrines. I'm not an altar. I'm the flame. So going forward, all I want you to do is keep a fire going, keep a lantern lit, keep a candle in the window, or if you can't tend to a fire, maybe keep a piece of warm coal or something that represents that. But an actual literal shrine, my shrine, is not this. You are followers now of the Hearth Keeper, and that is what you need to do. I want you to tend the flame. I want you to think of a stranger as a story you haven't heard yet. When the road seems really long and wears someone down, just remind them who they are. Say their name. My grandmother, when we would be on these long roads between towns, we'd sometimes stumble upon someone walking just on their own, and my grandma would get down out of the wagon and she would walk over to them and she would ask them their story, and they would tell her their story every time. And if they were lost or they seemed lost, my grandma always said, "Come take a walk with me." And that's what I want you to do. Just take a walk with folks who need it. Break bread with people. I want you to know that a home is not walls or rooftops, it's the arms that welcome you back. Just not this. That's it. Thank you, though. And, you know, if you guys can maybe work out amongst yourselves how to identify one another as followers, I'm trying to imbue you with like a glow thing, but maybe in the absence of that, a marking on a caravan where you met safe people, or a road you know there's safe passage on. Maybe a marking of some sort, and I get some ash and I just kind of do a little mark on someone's like chest that's like 3 little squiggly lines that's like flame, and I say, I don't know, workshop that amongst yourselves. But
Very Ash Wednesday of you. Appropriate for the season.
yeah, I know. I can't figure out how to make it colored in a world, like, because I would like it to be like red or gold or orange, but like I don't know how to do that. I don't have ink.
Might be too flashy for people that need a subtle signal, you know?
Well, it'd be like under there, like, I'm hoping. Thank you. Be good to each other, carry each other's stories. heal each other's wounds. Talk about your wounds. It's important. Thank you. And I don't want to hear anything else. I just want to leave.
Okay, as the 6 people in this cellar stare at you, dumbstruck, you peace out.
May the Hearthkeeper remember your name. I think that's what you should say to each other. I say that as I fade out.
And you return to your body.
And then I would like to take a long snoozle.
Both of you get a long rest.
Sweet.
I'm gonna prep all my water spells.
Hey besties, this episode is sponsored by Quantic Bank. My favorite thing about Quantic Bank is they have the Quantic Pay Ring.
Bam!
If you want to feel like some kind of wizard,
Ooh!
or possibly a Jedi,
These are not the droids you are looking for.
you can just wave your hand over any contactless card reader and pay for your purchases.
Boop.
And it basically uses the same technology as a debit card, so you don't have to charge it. You can use it wherever. It is secure. There are protection against fraud, and it is safeguarded by MasterCard. So if you want to get your own pay ring,
Ooh! Ba-bow!
go to quantic.com. That's QUONTIC.com.
When you wake, it's unclear what time it is. It's so deeply cold. Dana, you realize that in the night, Sven has unconsciously turned and wrapped his arm around the both of you. And now Erastus and Sven have hugged around a Gentry sandwich in their sleep.
I take a minute to enjoy it. Platonically, obviously.
Yeah, don't be weird.
It feels familiar and like home. And I like it. And I think I feel confident because I don't know shit about Tohri's faith.
Maybe ask him sometime. Maybe ask him any questions at all about himself or his feelings or his opinions about anything. Maybe. Who's to say?
Oh, I have some questions. Don't worry.
As you begin to stir and wake, Sven gets up to push open the front flap of the tent, and in front of him, a wall of snow. Quite a snowfall happened overnight, about 3 feet.
Well, let's just bunk up with Schalty for a little bit. They're fine in the castle, right? They're fine. They're fine. They got a pop-up fortress. Gentry, let's just go take Schalty up on his offer of shelter.
I don't know. I feel like we got what we kind of needed. We could just go to the fortress and I feel like Schalty might be an early riser to go fishing, and I don't know if I want to talk to him again. Maybe we could just
You do need to talk to him because he has what Umberlee gave you.
Oh, crap.
She put it in his pocket. Yeah. She put it in his pocket.
Put it in his pocket.
Yeah. She put it in his pocket. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Let me just let me cast locate object, and so we can just go straight to it.
Oh my God. I get out of the tent and knock on the door.
You can't use locate object unless you know what it is.
It's in his pocket. I know where it is.
You need to know what it is.
It's a thing. From Umberlee.
No. Gentry, you're going to have manners this morning. Sven, I know you have manners. Let's talk this nice, salty gentleman into a...
Let's knock on Schalty's door and see if he's got some hospitality for us. You knock on the door, and after a beat, you hear, well, geez, who could that be? It's time of morning. And the door opens up, and there's Schalty going, ah!
Oh, Schalty, you were right. We should have stayed in with you. Do you mind if we snuggle in, warm ourselves?
All right now? Cheryl? You good with that? Yeah, get in off the snow. We got quite a fall last night, huh? Woo-wee.
Yeah.
So he lets you into his shack.
I thank him and I hug him. I'm like, I just can't thank you. I just needed to get out of that cold. And
Classic pickpocket move.
And as I hug him, I try to hear for crinkling in his jacket region. I'm just I push him out. I'm like, oh, Schalty, your hospitality just means so much that I pull him in for another hug, and I like try a different angle to see if I can hear like a crinkle in his pockets.
A lot of shit in his pocket crinkles. He just...
I want to check his inside breast pocket because that's where Umberlee tapped him.
Roll a sleight of hand.
No. I'm going to use a flash of genius. No, wait, that doesn't do anything. That only makes it a 4.
You rolled a natural 1?
Oh no.
Oh no. As you reach into his pocket, he goes, whoa, what you doing? That offer was last night. It has expired. I will thank you, sir, to return to your quarters.
Oh, I am so sorry.
We will reconvene in 2 hours. Deal, is that okay?
What are you going to do over the next 2 hours? Do you mind, Schalty? Do you like coffee? Can I make a cup of coffee first? I'll give you can have one. A cup of coffee. Make us both a cup of coffee.
Roll persuasion.
Sorry, I'm so handsy. I just need to get my little fingers warm. Can I put them on your tum-tum?
This is totally normal for him. This is not him being weird.
Well, what about her tum-tum?
Her tum-tum's been out in the cold with me, Schalty. You've been
You're wearing a
inside.
dress. You're wearing a shirt and breeches. I'm wearing a dress. You'd have to take my whole dress off.
Okay, fine. I'll keep my hands to myself.
Okay, fine. He lifts up his shirt and he exposes his stomach.
Is it wood?
Oh no.
It's furry.
Oh, another fur tum-tum. I put my hands on his thing and I'm just like, just shrug at Gentry. And I'm like,
Oh, your hands are cold. Oh,
I'm so sorry. I didn't,
oh.
don't worry. Gentry's going to make us some nice hot coffee.
It's an
nice.
11, but I say it's coffee, Schalty. We all need some coffee. I don't know if you've had good coffee around these parts lately. I'm going to make you some coffee.
Yeah, I love coffee.
See, feeling warmer already, right?
Yep, that's good, right? He covers his tummy back over and he says, I've got some fish. You want some more fish?
Absolutely, Schalty.
Yeah, I figure as much. You look like fish people.
Mm-hmm.
And he tinkers around with some fish and he reaches in his pockets and he pulls out some seasoning and he starts to like put them on some plates and arrange them. And then he reaches into his other pocket and he goes, what's this? And he pulls out this little like piece of paper and he goes, oh, must have come off the shrine. And he walks over to his shrine to Umberlee and he places a small round item, piece of paper, among the items there.
I act real casual and I kick Gentry.
He says, I had a crazy dream last night. Both of you guys were with me and we were fishing and having a grand old time. Y'all like fishing?
I love fishing, Schalty. What? I had some crazy dreams too, but did I catch anything good?
Oh, yeah. I think we were singing sea shanties and all kinds of fish were flying into the boat. And then, there was an appearance by Umberlee as usual. She wasn't laughing this time, though, actually.
Oh.
That's weird.
She was probably real impressed by my fish. It was like this big.
I bet she was. She loves it when I'm fishing. I tell you what.
I start like poking around and walking around, making myself very comfortable, looking for a cup.
A cup.
2 cups in his house for the coffee. 3 cups.
Yeah, there's a little stack of wooden plates and utensils and cups over by the box.
Okay, I grab it and then...
As you approach the box, Cheryl hops out and goes, ah!
Cheryl!
She reaches a beak forward and pulls the cup from your hand.
That scares me. I pretend.
That scares me too.
And I drop all of the dishes, creating
a commotion.
a commotion. Classic.
Can I roll sleight of hand again and see if I can snatch the item?
Can I help?
While Schalty is distracted dealing with the commotion.
Can I reach over and I touch Erastus to give him a blessing of the trickster so he has advantage on stealth checks?
I don't know if he needs that. He just needs a
It's dexterity.
sleight of
Which
hand.
is a dexterity skill. But I would make the argument on their behalf that Gentry making a distraction is using the help action, which would give Erastus advantage regardless, if the DM approves.
I do.
Okay. My first roll was 14, and we're going to go with the 14.
It's honestly Cheryl I'm more worried about at this point.
I'm really worried about Cheryl for different reasons.
With a 14, you pluck the little piece of paper off of the shrine.
I put it in my sporn for later and act casual. As casually as I can.
Do we have Sven with us?
Yeah, he's in there too.
He's just looking hot.
Yeah.
He just stands and smolders.
He wasn't a part of the dream. He knows nothing about what's going on.
Poor man.
I think that we should have our cup of coffee.
Let's just have a cup of coffee.
We're going to have some coffee, little morning conversation, and we're going to go meet with our friends in the fortress because my idea of sleeping leeward of the hut was not sufficient shelter for snowfall like that. And I should have listened to Schalty last night. Isn't that right, Schalty?
That is always right. So why don't you pull yourselves up around this fire? We'll share this fish, we'll share some of this coffee, and you can tell me about how you all end up over here.
Dog sleds is how we got here.
Dog sleds, Schalty.
You all sit around the fire.
Yes.
Cheryl grabs a cup of her own and drags it over and sits on Schalty's knee, gnawing on the wooden cup. And I think that's where we'll end it tonight.
Okay. I say, Erastus, why don't you go get one of them dogs?
We're not going to get them dogs. It's
so
too
you
cold.
could make
It's too
an
cold
exit.
for the dogs.
Make an exit with the thing and stow it in like a bag of holding and something.
It's in the sporan.
What's this, a paran?
Sporin.
Sporan, sorry. It's the kilt fanny pack.
I don't know. I could be saying it wrong. Yeah, the dick bag.
Is it a big dick bag of holding?
No, it's just a regular dick bag.
Just a dick bag.
Okay, well, just wanted to get it out of the house.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. We're asking for some. Jesus Christ,
Okay,
Gentry.
Then 5 minutes, and we do the leg tap. Well, I'm gonna let you go. Sorry, Cristina.
For what? I'm having a great time.
Cristina got a passenger
Is
session.
this a bottle episode or whatever they call it?
Technically, you left the tent, so no, because you're in a secondary location.
Yeah.
Never go to the second location, which I learned about Gentry's manners today.
It's gone too well. I'm just bracing for something to go badly, so I just want to get out of there with.
Something's already going badly. It's just back at the fortress. And that will be next time.
On I Seduce the Dragon. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. We love making it happen, and that happens because you, well, maybe not you, but hopefully you subscribe on Patreon and you follow us on all social media platforms at ISTD Pod. Cristina, what are our favorite platforms to be on?
We love TikTok. We love Instagram. We love Blue Sky, but I'm not as active over there. Sorry about that.
YouTube.
We have every single podcast platform showing our show.
Show your friend our show.
Show your DM our show. Show
Yeah.
your grandma our show.
Show your weird cousin our show.
Yeah.
But not that kind of weird cousin, like the weird cousin who likes Ren fairs.
What about the hot weird cousin?
That cousin too, as long as he's like, in.
Could be the same cousin.
What if they're not weird, but they're just hot?
Yep.
Show your hot cousin.
Show us your hot cousin.
Show us your hot cousin. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
May the Hearth Keeper remember your name.
She won't.
No.
Take it from the DM.
She won't.
Harsh but fair.
Fantastic.
Hearth but fair.
That was for Flanders.
That one was for Flanders.